Good morning and a happy Tuesday morning to you guys. All right, a big thank you to that one on Twitter for the above photo. This video was so long because there's like 6-7 stories in here, and you're not going to believe Catherine, the Princess of Wales, was attacked on Twitter. You guys will not believe what the hell is going on. I have brought you all the tea. We have story after story after story, all Harry Meghan stuff. So video number 2 is not royal family stuff. It's Harry Meghan stuff. Let's jump in and start covering it, shall we? Let's go. We're going to start off with the fabulous Festival of Remembrance that took place and the fact that Harry and Meghan stayed away. Well, it's not that they stayed away. They weren't invited. It's being suggested in this article that the reason they stayed away had nothing to do with lack of invite or the fact that it's too dangerous to return to the UK per Harry and Meghan, but it was because they were sat at the back of the royal box in 2018 and 2019, very far away from the first row where the late Queen, Prince Charles, and the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge at the time sat, which now, of course, is the Prince and Princess of Wales. The article actually says, and I'm quoting, "It appears Harry and Meghan have decided to opt out of attending the event in person. They weren't invited." Oh my God. The article also says, when they attended in 2018, they were put in the, quote, cheap seats of the box at the Royal Albert Hall, away, at the back of the box, away from the front row. Why would they have done that? Well, it has something to do with their ranking in the royal family. Also, I believe at this point, Meghan and Catherine were already not getting along, and it seemed the best thing to keep them separated. Anyway, I'm not sure why the Daily Mail, this article was written by an Emily Davies, but basically Miss Davies made it sound like Harry and Meghan could have attended if they wanted to and they decided not to go, which we know is untrue. Now, that's not the end of it, though. Harry needed to do something to have his name still attached with the royal family on Remembrance Day. So he decided, this is what the article says, he decided to make sure that a group of children that were involved in the march past the cenotaph were treated to a, quote, sweet surprise ahead of their big moment. So basically, he sent candy to Scotty's little soldiers. This is what I'm looking at right now when I see the picture of the candy. It sounds like he had somebody in the UK. How many children? Okay, 40 children. Go buy some candy, put it in a bag, and give it to the kids. And then the pictures came out of this bag. It had like 6 pieces of candy. So here's this man worth 60, 70 million, and he probably spent $300 on candy to give to these kids. And this is his sweet touch as part of the, Remembrance Day events. Right. My God, he has fallen. He went from wearing a uniform and hanging a wreath at the cenotaph to sending a couple $100 worth of candy. Moving on, this next article really caught my attention. Here's Harry trying to build trust with his family, trying to get back into the royal fold. But now it appears that trust, what little bit there was, has totally been blown again. And this is totally Harry's fault. Apparently, King Charles last year got a call from Harry wishing him a happy birthday, and apparently got a quote-unquote serenade from Archie and Lily, for his birthday. But then the king was like, then it got leaked to the media. The whole thing got leaked to the media. And they're saying that it was a line crossing, a deeply private call between the king and his grandchildren, and it ends up in the newspaper the next day. Obviously, that didn't come from the king's side. That came from Harry and Meghan's side, which doesn't surprise me because any little itty-bitty thing they do, they make sure it goes into the public realm. This is why Harry didn't know about Charles's cancer until the news was about to break, and he got no prior warning about Catherine's because he can't be trusted at all. All right, moving on. All right, I just want to touch on this article because it just came out. This is really interesting. Apparently, back in 2014, Harry was at the Alexandra Palace for the World Darts Championship, and he was with former PDC chief Barry Hearn. So the fans in the crowd were chanting Harry's name after they spotted him. And this guy said, you know, Harry had just come out of the army and he's obviously on a bit of a bender. He brought 3 mates along. They were having fun. And at one point, the crowd started cheering. And the rules are strict. We were allowed to put his face on the big screen just 3 times during the event, just a flash. So he's having a proper night out with his friends. He's drinking, enjoying himself. And they said, Harry, give us a wave. He says, I looked at him and said, if you stand up now and you wave back, your street credibility is assured for life because you've identified with the normal man, the people from the majority of this country. And he looked at me and said, I don't think I'm allowed to. And I thought, how sad is that? So let me tell you what this is in case you haven't figured it out yet. This is a puff piece. Poor Harry, right out of the army, didn't even know if he was allowed to wave to crowds. Poor, pitiful Harry. You get it? They're putting out puff pieces like this now. Moving on. Here's one of our bigger stories for today now. It turns out that Harry went to the Pat Tillman Gala that's tied to the quote-unquote Pat Tillman Award. Remember, he was supposed to be picking up that award for Invictus, but instead they're saying he got the award at the 2024 ESPY Awards in July. If you guys remember, Pat Tillman's mother was very upset, did not want him to take the award. Everybody wanted him to back out, but of course he wasn't going to back out because Meghan Markle was there and wanted to be seen, and we know how that went. Do you guys remember? Just a quick reminder, Harry went to get up to get the award after all the controversy. Meghan hung on to him with her grip because I think she wanted Harry to pull her up on stage with him. Harry eventually shook her off and did his speech. Then when it came time to leave, the two of them, while people were up on the stage performing, they blocked the stage. Look at the entire entourage with them. It was absolutely ridiculous. She's telling Harry who to greet, hug this person, shake their hand, and they go walking off. And then this happened. You guys remember this?
Somebody pass this microphone down to her. Go.
So in case you didn't get that joke, you know, Meghan Markle on the microphone, always trying to take the microphone. The guy was basically dogging her over the mic going, somebody get this mic down to her. All right, you guys, you know what to do. Hit the like and the subscribe bell. Put your comments down, and then you're going to follow me over to video 2 for the rest of this story and for the attack on Catherine, Princess of Wales. Let's go.